Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how the present moment is the future now. I am your host, Tom Kieran, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I got a question from one of you that said, Tom, I understand that the how is in God's hands. But really what I still get stuck on is when, or the time. And I was wondering if you could talk about that. Well, guys, we're going to talk about this today and more. I've talked in other videos about the factors on how long it takes to manifest in 3D, but I want to take it to a whole new level today and take it from a different angle. Here's what I want to say, that the how, the when, and the where, those are all in God's hands. Why? Because when God desires something, when God wants something, God becomes it immediately. There is no when, because the when is now. There is no where, because the where is here. And now is here. And there is no how, because God becomes it immediately. Do you hear this? So your reality is a reality at the time that you desired it. And all the processes and all the other things that we talk about is to get you to line up with that, to align with that, to be able to perceive it and receive it. So everything is now. It's already a manifested reality in that dimensionally larger or invisible plane. The how equals the when equals the where equals the now equals you. You're all of it. You stand. Here's the thing, guys, and I really want to make this point today. You stand in your old reality as your old reality, wondering when and how you will move to or see or perceive your new identity or your new reality. Do you hear this? You stand in your old self, in your old reality, wondering when and how you will move to see or perceive that new identity or new reality. Do you see this? You haven't moved mentally or inwardly because you're still hung up on the time. Right? So when you stand in your old reality, as that old identity, wondering when and how you'll move to see or perceive that new reality or that new you imply that you're separate from that new reality, that you're separate from that identity. You're feeling the lack and you're in a state of non-fulfillment. This is really how I want to start today, but we're going to unpack this a lot. And so here we go. Let's take it to a next level today, guys. You're either composing your new reality or reacting to the old reality. Hear this. This is big. So, and when I say composing, it can be imagining your wish fulfilled. But really, it can also be just walking in that conviction of the fulfillment, the knowing, the feeling that it's fulfilled. That's composing your reality too. It's not just the imaginal act. Right? Or it's just not affirming something or doing a process. It's walking in that conviction of fulfillment. So you're either doing that, composing your reality, or you're reacting to the old reality. Hear this, right? Asking or wondering how long or when it will manifest is reacting to the old reality. That's reacting. Waiting, we talked about this in other videos, is reacting to the old reality. Right? That's what we mean by reactions. You're giving life and reality to that old reality. You're keeping it and making it real. Right? This implies you still believe in that old reality. Right? When you're asking how long or when will it manifest, you're asking from a standpoint of looking at your old reality. You're in that identity, that unwanted identity, not your new identity. You're looking as the old you, saying, where is it? Where am I? Right? You still believe in that old reality. It's the old you asking, when will I be the new me? Can you see the craziness here, guys? Right? Your identity equals your reality. That's big. Let's unpack this a little bit more. You are always in the past. Here's what's happening. You're always in the past waiting for the future and totally unconscious to the present moment of the now. You're unconscious when you're asking when it will manifest or why it hasn't manifested yet. You're not in that. In the present moment, you wouldn't be asking those questions. You'd be composing your reality. You'd be resting in the fulfillment of that reality. Do you hear this, guys? Where the future is. That's what you're asking. Where the future is. Where the future is, it's in the present moment. It's in the now. But you're in the past, right? The future is now. It's in that eternal now moment. There is no future, but only in that now moment. But you're stuck mentally in the past, right? And you're reacting, right? There's no future in the past, right? The eternal moment, that eternal present is the future. Do you hear this? There's no future. Hanging on to that old reality, hanging on to that old identity, asking where your desire is, implies that you're stuck mentally in the past, right? You're holding on to the past, holding on to that old identity, believing in it, right? Composing your desired reality, the new identity, right? Being your new identity. When you're composing the new reality, you're being that new identity. That's what composing the new reality is. You're being that new identity. You have entered or occupied that new version of yourself, right? This moves you out of the past into the now moment where your future wish fulfilled is. Do you hear the magnitude here, guys? Composing your desired reality, either you're composing or reacting, right? It moves you out of the past into the now moment where your future wish fulfilled is. When we feel, here's what Neville says. So a great quote by Neville. When we feel ourselves into the desired state, here and now, we have truly changed our future. It can't be any clearer than that, right? Making the elsewhere here in the future now. When we feel ourselves into the desired state here and now, we have truly changed our future because the future is now. This is big. Let's unpack this a little bit more. So what else does Neville say? And Neville says about moving. Here's what he says about movement. You must move within and view the world from already being the person you want to be. Already in that identity. And when you're asking how long or how or where or any of those questions, you haven't moved within to view it from the person that you already want to be. You're viewing it from your old identity. And your old identity is reality. And it's an old reality, right? Identity equals reality. Remember, outer conditions are simply reflections of your identity. That's it. There's no even sense in looking at them or trying to change anything in out there. They're going to just reflect your identity. So it's less about creating and manifesting, hear this, and more about aligning and corresponding with that new version of yourself in your new desired reality. That's all it ever is, right? It's not really manifesting and creating. It's about aligning and corresponding with that new version of yourself, with that new reality. You can't create or manifest anything you see as separate from you. And that's what happens when you ask how long or where is it or how, right? You see it separate from you. So we've had this before. This is Phil. Think of this as a script or a lifeline or a film roll. And these individual slides are your life, right? You're here in the current frame. Right? And these are your future frames. If you're not illuminating your next future frame, you're not moving, because this is one script. This script is written. So the only thing you can do is illuminate your future. That's what you want to do. Otherwise, you get stuck in the current frame. You're still going to move to other film rolls, but they're going to be unfavorable ones as you get stuck in this current frame. Right? You're going to move to other film roles that are more unfavorable. But as you illuminate your wish fulfilled, as you imagine it, as you rest in that conviction, you move to other film roles, other lifelines that where your desire is. And you keep moving to the next current frame. But you don't want to be focused on the current frame. The current frame is already the past. This is now. Lighting up your future is the now moment. That's where it exists. It's the only place it exists. This is all past, right? So if you're not composing or illuminating your desired future frame, your wish fulfilled, you are stuck in the current frame, which is the past, reacting to the old reality. Hear this. Think of this as a film roll, right? As we talked about, and all these current frames are all these events in your life. And if you rolled them all out and you had a bird's eye view, you would see everything that ever is, was, or ever be. Right? This is where you want to be. When you're here, when you're stuck in the current slide, worrying about when, how, or what's going on, you're stuck in the past. This is all past. But when you're composing your future, when you're imagining your wish fulfilled, when you're resting in the fulfillment, when you're resting in that conviction, when you're there mentally, then you are in your future and you move to lifelines or to scripts where your wish is fulfilled. That's big. right? So if you're not composing or illuminating your desired future frame, wish fulfilled, you are stuck in the current frame, which is the past reacting to the old reality. Composing is equal to fulfillment. Creating is equal to fulfillment, right? Then rest in the fulfillment. Give no importance or relevance to any events that seemingly contradict your new reality. Remember, you're moving. Once you illuminate that frame, you're moving film rolls, you're moving scripts. In those scripts, some events might look like your old reality, but they're not your old reality, they're a new reality, and it's all leading you to your wish fulfilled. So don't see everything through the eyes of your new identity, right? Trust the new identity, that new reality. See everything through those eyes. And then you will move to your wish fulfilled, right? It's only because we start resisting it doesn't look, you start comparing it and it starts, you go, oh no, that's my old reality. Stand in that knowing, right? If you see something that looks like your old reality, use that as proof that you're now in your new identity. And you can look at it and say, that's the old me. I'm not that person anymore. Do you hear this? Let's unpack this a little bit more. When you ask this question, and you ask this question in the email as well, what should I do or don't do, right? You ask, what should I do? But I'm putting what you don't. Whenever you ask the question, what should I do or what should I not do? That's all a question from a past, from an unwanted reality, from an unwanted identity, not from your wish fulfilled, not from your new identity, because you wouldn't be asking those questions. It doesn't matter. Remember, action doesn't create reality. It can create a few things in 3D reality on a small scale, but it doesn't create reality from that metaphysical plane. Action, you will be inspired. Action doesn't create reality. Being creates reality. Stop worrying about right or wrong actions. It doesn't matter. The actions don't matter. Do what you're inspired to do. Do what you're moved to do. Do what feels natural. Because that's not what creates. It's your state of being that creates. So do what is natural and what you feel moved to do, right? Doing implies you need to do something to move from the past or an unwanted reality. That's why. You don't even need to ask that question anymore. Just do what you're inspired to do. The doing is not what creates reality. It's the being, right? Doing implies you need to do something to create the reality, to make something happen out there, and you don't. It's about being. It's about aligning. It's about corresponding with that new identity and new reality. You don't need to do anything to get rid of your old reality or old beliefs. One of you asked that as well, right? There's nothing you need to do. You just identify with your new reality, and that old reality vanishes along with those dead beliefs. Do you hear that? Remember, when you look around right now, you're looking at the past. Just know it. The past surrounds you in every moment. The only way you can experience the present moment is within, and within your wish fulfilled. Right? If you go within and start dwelling on memories of the past and things, unwanted things and other things, you're now stuck in the past. You can move any time into that present moment where the future is. That's big. So, as you both compose your desired reality and rest in fulfillment, as you do these both, right? Because remember, they're the same. You're resting in fulfillment and composing reality. Sure, you might imagine your wish fulfilled and drop off to sleep, but you're still resting in the fulfillment as you do that, right? And after the act, right? You are moving to your desired lifelines when you do this, right? Don't be moved by events that seem to contradict your new reality. This is really big. New reality, so here's an example. Your new reality. Here's an example of this, right? Maybe your new reality is to be free and financially independent. Then an event comes up, you get a huge bill that's overdue. Huge credit card statement, right? Now, you can use that to go, oh man, I'm not in my new reality, I'm not my new identity, as an excuse to not move to your new reality. Or you can use it as proof of who you are now, your new identity, versus evidence that you haven't moved. Hear this. Most of the time we use it as evidence that we haven't moved, that reality's still the same. And then we resist it and we rail against it, right? But instead, see that huge overdose as proof that you're something different now, that you don't react to that. You're standing in the confidence that you're in your new reality, right? Allow your being identity to determine and dictate outer conditions, right? Now is the future. Allow your beingness, your identity, your new reality to determine and dictate outer conditions. Don't let outer conditions or outer events dictate who you are being. Do you hear that? That keeps you reactive and in the past. That's big. So those old events or realities are no longer who you are, right? They no longer defined they defined who you were. So whenever you see any of that, just look at it as evidence of who you were, but in proof of who you are now. Right? It's evidence of who you were and who you are no longer, and it's proof of who you are now because you look at it in a whole different way, right? And furthermore, it's likely all those events are leading you to your 3D manifestation. Remember, you're changing scripts, right? And those scripts, those events could look like things that, quote, contradict your desired reality. You're moving along the path of least resistance. Leave it to God. Leave it to infinity. Leave it to infinite intelligence to determine the how, when, and where, right? Important. Merely noticing that your desire hasn't manifested in 3D reality is not resistance. I really want to hit on that because it's not that that you won't notice that it hasn't manifested in 3D reality. Here's the key though, but believing that because your manifestation is not here yet, you cannot be fulfilled or happy and enjoy the inner manifestation is resistance and will keep you in the past. Hear the distinction. I've made this distinction over and over, and I think in a few videos, but I really want to hit it today. Believing that because your manifestation is not here yet in 3D, right? The inner manifestation on that other plane, it's done. If you believe you cannot be fulfilled or happy and enjoy the inner manifestation, right? Then that is resistance, and that's keeping you in the past, right? And now you wouldn't feel that way. Your only responsibility is to align with your new identity and reality. Compose it. Leave the how, when, and where up to infinite intelligence. That is how the present moment is the future now. I am your host, Tom Caron, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. You can follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Caron, our website at tomcaron.com, at BeSomethingWonderful.com, or write me anytime at info@BeSomethingWonderful.com. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, with great love and great light, see you soon.